Here we go. Now we're at Devil's Club. That's it. Oh, in behind me right here. Ow! Yep, that's it. That's the Devil's Club. It's totally thorny. All the way up. Everything has thorns on it. You'll notice at the top, there's no buds. That's when we gather it in the Gitsan territory. The way I was taught is you gather it in the fall time after the leaves fall off, and in the springtime before it starts to spring the buds. And if you wind up kind of hanging a little bit late and there's a little tiny bud at the top, it's not bad. It's when that bud is fully blown. Absolutely just emergency cases that you can make the tea with that. But all through the year, if you wanted to use the shavings for smudging or any of the parts of the plant, I usually use the tip of the Devil's Club that I hang over top of my door to keep evil spirits and people away from my home. You can use it year-round spiritually, but on the Gitsan territory, we were taught, or I was taught, that you only pick it after the leaves fall off in the fall and before they spring up in the spring. And when you gather it, I always leave one batch. The first batch is for the grandfathers and the grandmothers and the great-great-great-great-great-great-grandchildren. And then you go further in and then you gather more. Also, as a young man, I'm only 57 years old. I can get into the bush. I can still do it. Where there's elders out there that really need it, they can't get as far out as I can. So that's what that stuff's for as well. I always pick on the upper side of a road if you're going to go anywhere around a road. I always make sure that the area that you're doing has no pesticides or it's a clean area. That's why yesterday is so beautiful, so sunny, but today it's raining. We're being blessed. All that dust, anything that may have accumulated on top of the plant is now getting washed away. So it's kind of a blessing. And so if it rains on the day of your collection, it's not like, oh, it's raining. It's like, wow, man, it's raining. Awesome, right? And so whenever you gather medicines, once again, you always do a prayer. And you never worry about it just has to be, the offering has to be something of value to you, right? And so I use a mixture of Devil's Club, mullein, tobacco, wild tobacco, some of juniper, our own personal medicines that I use for offerings back to the Devil's Club. And when you're going to do this, as you go along, you'll learn more about what it does. And from there, you can add into the prayer. I'm going to give you the basic prayer right now of what you could say to cover all the bases until you learn more about each individual plant. If you look up the plant name in your own language as well and break that word apart many, many times, the actual word for the plant tells you what it'll do for you. But you got to break those words apart. And so I always pray with my left hand so that it's coming from my heart, because your heart's just a little bit on the left side. And so to the Devil's Club plant, I offer you this sacred mixture to show my gratitude and appreciation for giving up part of your life so I may use you only in a sacred way while making medicines. I ask that you share your magical powers, your spiritual powers, and your healing powers with whoever may need you. Oh. Now, when you're dealing with Devil's Club, you're going to find out that they sprawl. So one Devil's Club actually might be enough if you're going to make your own little personal batches. I'm making a really big batch, 2 batches, so I'm going to take a fair amount, right? But if you're going to do it on a personal level, just for at home, probably one of these. And what you do is you follow your way down to the end where the base is, and from there, you're going to use a pair of snippers and just cut it off like that. And from what I do is instead of preparing it out in the bush and cutting it up, I'm going to leave them all, just lay them on the ground as I cut them. And then from there, I'm gonna lay all the butts in one side so that I can pick it up and then I can just drag it out of the bush, right? And so I prayed for this one here. And so once I follow everything down, you're gonna see how big that thing gets, that there'll be sprawling ones all over it. Because I believe this one here too is part of this one. Right? And all of these, everything here is all part of one. And it goes underneath this log, so I'm going to try to move that log a little bit so I can get at So I can get at the base right there. And once I get at that base, I'm good to go. Make sure all of this stuff is good stuff. Any of the moss that's on it is medicine. So all that moss that's on this right here, I want to keep that on there because that's going to go into my tea. Some of these leaves, when I get them home, I might take them off. But then again, I might not. It's all in the feeling. You got to feel what is right and how much you can take. So hopefully you can see where I'm at there. And in the winter time, or when it's really cold, I should be able to grab them and just snap them off. Like that. There you go. See? So you don't necessarily need the snippers. You can just come out and snap it off. And look at how big that is. That's huge. Right? And then I'm going to just lay the butt end one way. And then come in and grab the other one. Look at that one. See, and I'm still working on just the one plant. Now, if I was doing it for cancer, like just gathering the Devil's Club just for cancer, I'd use as much root as I can. Also, you'll notice that I got a set of rain pants on. When you're doing Devil's Club, you get dirty, you get wet, you get miserable. So avoiding all of those energies so that you only have good power and good energy in your medicine. I bought these cheap. Bought them for $8 at the secondhand store. But they're old fisherman's pants. And I tried some of those fancier rain pants, but boy, did they ever shred up in the bush fast. But these fisherman pants seem to work really well. Hola! Oh, okay. So for just one plant that I gathered, that's it right there. See how I got all my butt ends together? Yeah, I can't see. Right. So that's quite a bit. And what I'm going to do is just gather it all together in a bundle. And carry it out of the bush like that. And just drag it out. Once I get to the road, I have some buckets that I'm going to cut it into different sizes, right? And once I have them in that size, then I can get them in. Make sure when you're cutting these, if you see a talking stick, awesome. If you see, you'll notice that this necklace here, this is actually a Devil's Club necklace. And these are the Devil's Club beads. And they repel any negative energies or negative people and negative spirit healers. It also draws good luck to you, draws the good energy, and it's great for when you're doing prayer to have a direct line to the Creator when you're wearing these things. And so the simplest way that I explain it to non-native people is it's when you're wearing Devil's Club beads, it symbolizes the same as a cross that a Catholic person would wear. And so all the things that it does, the Devil's Club bead does, and then some more for the Devil's Club beads, because it's also going to share its magical powers, spiritual powers, and healing powers with whoever wears it, as well as uses it as medicine. Awesome. Okay. Woo! That was work. And I have one more batch to do, and then I'm good to go for all the stuff I'm going to need. Have a great day. Always remember, only take what you need, and always leave enough there for the great grandchildren. And COVID's happening to us, or for us, not to us. Okay? Have a great day.